Hello everyone. Let's get started on how to do the final stock market game analysis report. As you can see, you have an objective and some instructions below. So I need you to go through these carefully and I'll walk you through it. First off, you're supposed to go back and analyze everything that you've done for all 5 of your stock market game reports. Those biweekly reports are going to come back to be your resource in order to look back and see how everything went. So the basic scenario here is you need to make sure that you understand all 3 parts. There's part 1, part 2, part 3, and format everything correctly. So I'll walk you through it right now. Let's start with part 1. So you need to look back at your stock market portfolio and identify what your biggest gainer was over the last 10-week period. The game lasted 10 weeks. You need to be able to figure out what made you the best amount of money. So beyond that, you're looking at your biggest loser over the last 10-week period as well, and in a separate paragraph you need to analyze your results and answer the questions accordingly. So let me show you what that looks like. So when you go back and analyze your stock portfolio, as you can see here, I have a student example up on the screen, and she's included all of her stock market reports at the bottom of her portfolio analysis report. You need to copy and paste everything that you've done from the 5 earlier reports to the bottom of your new document, just like this. So at the top, you will see in the example that she has parts 1, part 2, and part 3. So as I go over part 1, we're talking about her best performing stock, which was Yahoo, and her worst performing stock, which was Cisco. So how do I identify that? That's the key. So I need to go back to her earlier work on her portfolio, and I can see here from Yahoo that early in the competition she was playing in, her Yahoo stock was doing miserably. But I scroll all the way down toward the end and Yahoo shot back up. So let me show you where that's at. I'll keep going here, and you can see right here that it shot way up, and now it's her biggest gainer. Made her $1,100, $1,148. So she's doing very well in that one. On to the biggest loser. The way you're going to identify that one is by looking for the largest red number. This guy's name was Kyle, and he decided to buy Cisco stock, and he bought 553 shares of it early in the competition. But unfortunately, things didn't turn out well for that investment, and he ended up selling those 553 shares of stock since it wasn't doing well, and it ended up costing him about $2,000. So again, look for the largest negative number in that area right here. It had turned south on him just after this, and he sold it before he created a new portfolio stock sheet. So that screenshot's not available, but you can kind of understand. If I was looking at Yahoo right now on this chart, you can see that negative 430 numbers not doing well, but later Yahoo would recover and he held on to it and it paid off. So anyway, the bottom line here is when you figure out which one of those is your worst performing stock, go back and analyze that and make sure that you look up current news information that would help you answer those questions on the first instructions page. So as long as you answer that question, why was the stock listing your worst performing investment in your portfolio at the end of the simulation, you're going to be in good shape. So moving on, let's talk about part 2, the diversification. Here is the concept of spreading your wealth. You have to prove to me that you know what diversification means and that you developed a good diversification strategy. Did you provide enough evidence to me in your analysis report that you were able to spread your wealth across various investments instead of just channeling toward one sector of the economy? Hopefully you were able to do that. You took your you didn't put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak, and you spread your wealth. So you need to prove that by going over and looking at your account and telling me how you developed that strategy. So in this person's case, he developed a strategy varying around technology. He mainly stuck to that, but it wasn't completely all technology. He looked at a variety of different tools and things like that. Mutual funds in biotechnology as well, and Yahoo we mentioned before. Oracle is a different software, database software. So he had a strategy. I would say he didn't really spread his wealth evenly because he has a lot of technology stocks. He should have probably branched out into some other areas. I like how he did finally in this paragraph look at Verizon and how that's a telecommunications network provider. So those are the kinds of things you need to report back to me. How did you choose a wide variety of stocks, and how did that work out for you? Was it a good strategy in the end, or did it not work out? And you got to prove it. Okay, and lastly, this is key to next steps. What do you do after you've experienced this particular stock market 10-week simulation? How does it translate into your actual life? Well, you need to prove to me that you understand the concept between a short-term 10-week game strategy and how that differs from what you'd want to do to save for retirement. It's critical that you understand the difference. So you need to prove to me that you've read up on that concept and that you're comfortable moving forward and understanding that the moves you made during a short 10-week game do not reflect how differently you'd want to approach your retirement strategy. So remember, you need to make sure that things are slow and steady and you're not panicking. Those are the kinds of things that you need to focus on. So let's take a look at what Kyle wrote. And as you read through part 3 in this student example, you can see he understands clearly that there is a major difference between his game strategy and what he would do for retirement. So go through and read it yourself, but the bottom line here is he's recognizing the difference between risky individual stock investments versus steady mutual funds that will over time gain him wealth. That's a more effective strategy. You should bring into the conversation the different types of mutual fund investments and your understanding of what the best IRA option is, and hopefully you understand where we're going with that. So make sure you include all of that information in this paragraph and you should be in great shape. If you develop a decent works cited page that looks similar to this one, because you do have to reflect back on the different research you use to write your report, you'll be in great shape. Don't forget to use EasyBib located under here. So you'll be in good shape if you use that. All right, hopefully this all makes sense. Don't forget that you have to have all of your biweekly reports 1 through 5. Copy and paste them to the bottom of your document so it's easy for me to go back through. Here you can see that he's got report number 5 listed all the way here at the bottom. Okay, so take the time and effort to do it right the first time and you'll score well. Good luck.